Good afternoon from Chicago, Illinois. We are in Union Station and we're in the Metropolitan Lounge, which is the special place where people who are going to ride Amtrak and have a sleeper car get to hang out before the train. This is Maceo. See her cool Amtrak shirt? We're going to be taking the Empire Builder from Chicago all the way to Seattle. It's 2 nights. We have a roomette, which includes all the meals and all of the scenery between here and Seattle. We paid $956. Quite an adventure across the far northern part of America through 7 states, 3 time zones. It's about an hour until the train leaves. They're going to call us from here, and I guess about a half an hour. The main thing I'm wondering about next is which side of the train is our roomette going to be on, because that kind of dictates what kind of scenery you're going to be seeing from the roomette. So I'm super excited, and I've been looking forward to this forever and ever, and here we go. It's going to be happening very soon. Why would anyone spend 3 days on Amtrak's Empire Builder train from Chicago to Seattle when there are cheaper and faster options? Is there something about the train that makes it worth the time and expense? In this video, I take the entire ride in a private roomette with my travel partner, which cost us $956 total. The goal is to find out what the trip is like, including the meals. And the vegetables were pretty decent. It wasn't like super wonderful. The facilities on board. The stops. Now we're halfway through North Dakota. We're stopped here for almost an hour. The people, well, here's a personal question. What's the biggest tip you ever got? And the scenery, jaw-dropping. I mean, supremely captivating. It's over 2,200 miles and at over 46 hours is the slowest of the Empire Builder's 4 routes.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was a near miss, so we're just waiting on the clearance to go.
So let's find out. Is this going to be worth it?
Amtrak welcomes you aboard train 7 and 27, the Empire Builder. If you are ticketed for this train, please gather your belongings and make your way down to the south boarding area.
Enjoy your trip.
All right, thank you.
Track number 28.
Chicago on track number 27. All aboard.
Hey, our car is 731. The guy said 6 or 7 cars down and someone will be in front. And I think it's this one. Hello, 731?
731, yeah, we're wrong.
Okay, 2.
2, room 2. Okay, so you're gonna make a right, go upstairs. It's gonna be on your right hand side, okay?
Okay,
All
thanks.
right, no problem.
Okay, you can see that. It's 3:05. Exactly to the minute. We are pulling out on time. The big trip was underway. It started with a slew of announcements to establish the rules and the amenities on board.
My name is Lydia and I'll be your train steward all the way into Seattle. I will be coming around shortly to take dinner reservations. I will start on the Portland side and work my way up to the Chicago side. Coaches, if you'd like to have dinner, a hot dinner meal in the dining car, that's $45 per person. Thank you and welcome aboard on Amtrak. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a smoke-free train, smoke-free environment. First opportunity for a smoke break, fresh air break, will be Winona, Minnesota, approximately 8:45 tonight.
This announcement is coming from James, your cafe attendant. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as I'm done speaking and remove the box from the stairwell, cafe open for service in the lower level of the observation car. Cafe does accept cash, debit, credit, Google Pay, Apple Pay, etc. However, at this time, change is limited. Please, no bills larger than 20. Thank you and good day.
Our first stop, the village of Glenview, came quickly. After that, it was supposed to be an hour until the next station, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our train should arrive there around sunset, and I was looking forward to seeing the sunset from Milwaukee. But after leaving Glenview, we hit our first big snag. Well, we were on time. Exactly, see this police officer. We were on time, exactly. Actually, we're 4 minutes early to the first stop. And then we left Glenview, we stopped here in the middle of nowhere. And they made an announcement that said something like we had a near miss with a trespasser.
And ladies and gentlemen, we do have some other trains out here in Metro traffic. There was a near miss. They do have to stop all the train traffic once that happens. So it wasn't us, but it was another train ahead of us. So we're just waiting on the clearance to go. Not sure exactly when that will be, but as soon as we get clearance, we'll let you know, and we'll be back on the move towards Milwaukee.
And that was like 20 minutes ago. We've just been sitting here. We've seen a police car go by, and then it just went by the other direction with its siren and lights on. Now we're just watching the sunset through this very dirty window and wondering what's happening with this near-miss trespasser. Already an Amtrak adventure here on the Empire Builder. Okay, we're still sitting here. We've been here about 40 minutes or something. Police cars have been going by. There's been a helicopter hovering overhead. According to the internet, what happened is somebody jumped onto one of the tracks. Not this train, but a different train, like in front of another train, I think, on the red line in Chicago. So we're sitting on the left side of the train, it turns out. So we don't have any views of Lake Michigan, which I don't think you can see from the tracks anyway, but we do have this cool sunset out here. So been looking forward to seeing the sunset around Milwaukee, but we're actually still in Illinois, but it's not Amtrak's fault. Somebody's trying to move, maybe it's us. On a long-distance Amtrak train, you have to appreciate the scenery that comes to you when it comes. We missed sunset over Milwaukee, but the remnants of the sunset were still nice as we entered Wisconsin after our rough start. If we hadn't gotten held up, this area would have looked different. It makes this voyage unique. It's tiny, but it's clean.
Chicago, sleeping in car, 10 your to go is ready.
We were still running late as we pulled into Milwaukee. The station looked nice, but this wasn't a fresh air break, just a quick stop to let passengers on or off. We stayed nestled in our roomette. Okay, well, we just left Milwaukee. It was just dark when we went through. And the journey has just started, but just kind of my first initial impressions about the value of this trip. You could do this trip, Chicago to Seattle, cheaper and faster and things like that. But what you do get here is a slow, steady look at the landscape going by, and you don't get that anywhere else. Not quite like this. We're not on roads, we don't have to deal with traffic at all. Just seeing buildings and lights and occasional towns and cities go by. You're forced to just enjoy the slowness and get into the rhythm. And listen to the train, because there's not much sounds here. But the next stop is Columbus, Wisconsin, and our dinner is going to be in about an hour and a half. Not that the ride was free of problems yet. Outside Milwaukee, we had to stop again.
There's some crossing gates not working, so we have to stop and protect the crossing for vehicle safety. Apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your patience.
Good evening. This message is coming from the dining car. If you have a 7:15 dinner reservation, please come and join us at the diner. And please wait at the door to be seated by an employee. Thank you.
The staff in the diner car seemed surprised to see us. I think there had been some miscommunication about how many were coming to the 7:15 dinner call.
Number 2.
7:15?
7:15?
Yeah.
The basket should be worth a fraction. Because then kids will start learning their fractions just watching it.
That's yours.
How much do you score?
Okay.
Well, that was a one.
But she sat us in a booth with our tablecloth, cloth napkins, real cutlery, and a vase with flowers. And eventually a companion from another roomette. Quiet here today. Not many people got 7:15 dinner, I think.
I got 8:15.
Oh, 8:15. I have a shrimp and pasta with a Heineken.
Heineken?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right, we're in the lounge car, and we just had dinner. For the first time ever in my life, I got the pasta, and it was okay. It started out pretty good. It was a good taste. It was hot, but then got cold kind of fast. And the vegetables were pretty decent. It wasn't like super wonderful like it could have been maybe, but so we're sitting in the observation car. The lights are low, and we are just looking at blackness going by. In La Crosse, Wisconsin, the train crosses the Mississippi River and enters Minnesota. Barely visible on this night, but an important milestone for the journey, as was the next stop, our first chance to step off the train since Chicago.
This is the first opportunity to step off, get a little fresh air, get a cigarette in. Please remain train-side, just listen for the all-aboard call. Be here just a few minutes. This is Winona coming up.
Okay, thank you. How long do we have here?
I think like 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Until it's all aboard.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
We have a fresh air break. This is Winona, Minnesota. We have about 5 or 10 minutes off the train here. They let people get off to have fresh air or smoke or whatever. We are about 40 minutes late still. We never made up any time really, but they still say on the website that we're going to make up all the time sometime in the middle of the night. So it's about 9:15 or something. Our car attendant, Paris, told us good night. So the next thing is just gonna be, I'm gonna take a shower, gonna try the shower facilities out downstairs, and then probably have an early night of sleeping because not much to do out here in the middle of Minnesota when it's freezing cold and the middle of the night on a train.
Hi, YouTube. Hi. Bye, Roderick. Hi, y'all.
This is Paris. She's our cabin attendant.
Hi.
She's off for the night. After this stop, you're off for the night, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. See y'all later.
See you later.
So between them hours, if you want to have a conversation, if you're the person that plays guitar, anything that's obviously going to bother the passengers around you, could you please go in the lounge car? Make all kinds of noise back there. I'm not going to be making any more announcements here past the hours of quiet time, so this will be my last announcement for the evening. I'll say thank you for everybody for taking Amtrak, for your piece of travel. Good night.
The Empire Builder follows the Mississippi River for a while on its way northwest through Minnesota. And at midnight, St. Paul was a fresh air break, but by that time I was already showered and ready for bed. Paris had set up our beds while we were at dinner, so we pulled out of St. Paul, still going northwest, to sleep through the rest of Minnesota. Pretty much on time again, too. If that holds, then tomorrow morning we should be in North Dakota. We indeed woke up in North Dakota, just outside of Rugby. The flat landscape was just waking up itself. We sat and watched the scenery in the roomette, and when the sun started to rise and make North Dakota glow, we had breakfast as the train pulled into the first fresh air break of the day.
Once again, Minot, North Dakota coming up shortly. We do want to remind you, Minot is a mechanical checkpoint. The mechanical employees there will be going through the train, checking our safety systems, so please give them room. We will be scheduled to depart at just after 9:45. Just try to be on by then. We will be closing the doors and securing the train at that time.
Yeah, 34 degrees.
All right, good morning. It's 9:15 and we're in Minot, and we're stopped here for a while, about almost an hour, because the crew has to come on and check the safety. It's just a routine thing they do every now and then. So the first night on the train was quite relaxing. It was a good sleep. The gentle rocking, very quiet. I didn't notice any stops particularly. We did make some, but I was mostly asleep, woke up a few times, but it was all right. Now we're halfway through North Dakota. Had breakfast this morning, French toast and sausage. And here we are. Some nice companions, 2 ladies. We were talking about our travels and stuff like that, which is what you always talk about. And hello. Threw my concentration off. It's cold. It's about 33, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius.
Passengers, if you want your bed down, just press your call button and I'll come see you. Thank you.
Now that the sun was out, we repaired to the lounge car, where we all whiled away the day in our own individual ways as the planes rolled by. I enjoyed watching the cars on US Highway 2 outside, especially when we were going faster than them. On board it didn't feel fast, but maybe that's because we were all acutely aware that we had a long, long way to go on day 2, the only full day on the train.
Williston, North Dakota coming up.
Okay, we are in Williston, North Dakota, and Williston is the last station in North Dakota. From here, we're going, just in a few minutes, we're going to enter Montana, and Montana is the big bulk of the trip because Montana is so big. Also, when we cross into Montana, we will be in the Mountain Time Zone. It's our first time zone crossing, so we're going to be there. It's noon now, about exactly 12 o'clock, and we're going to be there until just after midnight, but midnight new time, so about 13 hours or something all the way across Montana. The scenery here has been very relaxing. It's just golden fields and farms and little hills and cows and very bright sunshine and lots of ponds and stuff like that, little tiny lakes and stuff. The sun glistening off the water and stuff. It's been pretty cool. And according to my nerdy little list, we are right on time, and next is lunch, I guess. I'm going to see how many steps I can get walking the entire length of the train. See more about how I spent my free time today in the full extended version of this video. In this region, the Empire Builder starts following the mighty Missouri River. Its wide, placid course through the flat golden fields underscores the laid-back sense of wide open space in this part of America. Whatever you might need land for, there's plenty of it here. The first time zone crossing, right around lunchtime, is the Montana line. The clock jumped from 12:30 p.m. back to 11:30 a.m. Nowadays, cell phones will usually update automatically, so everyone knows the time, but confusion still happens.
Good afternoon, this message is coming from the dining car. Lunch doesn't start till 12, so please do not come till 12. Thank you.
Our attendant, Paris, also offered to bring meals to passengers in sleeper compartments like ours, but we ate all of our meals in the dining car, for the change of atmosphere and the mostly friendly service.
We're now open for lunch. If you have people you want to sit with, please come with them. This is community seating.
All right, so we just finished lunch. We each had the hamburger, the natural Angus burger with potato chips. Quite tasty. Although lunch service was very, very slow. And it took them forever to even take our order, but who cares? Where are we gonna go? We're here. We have nowhere to be. We're on a train.
Yeah, attention ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to a stop here. We're going to be waiting for an eastbound freight train to get by. Once they get by us, we're backing away. Thank you.
The next fresh air break in Havre was still a ways away, so I asked Paris if I could talk to her about her life on the train.
Hi, YouTube. I'm back again.
Back again. This is Paris. She is the sleeping car manager, right?
Attendant / manager. So.
Attendant manager. I think of you as a manager.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, how long have you worked for Amtrak?
A year.
1 year?
Yes, sir.
Have you always done Empire Builder?
Sometimes, yeah. I usually do like the California Zephyr and the Texas Eagle. So, yeah.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
This is my favorite.
Empire Builder. Why is that?
Because you all are very laid back and cool passengers, and then I get to my layover like early, so.
Oh, okay. Passengers are different on other routes?
They are crazy.
Really?
Yeah, some of them are crazy. Not all of them, some of them, so yeah.
What's the best time of year to do Empire Builder?
The summer. The summer that's the most busiest season of summer. And it's, it's fun during the summer, so yeah.
Which direction is best, do you think, for passengers?
Going to Seattle, because the scenery is so beautiful, especially in Montana. It's definitely beautiful. You're going to see the mountains and everything. So.
Tonight we'll see the mountains?
Yeah, you should, yeah.
Oh, okay. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful.
All right.
Definitely beautiful. But yeah, Amtrak is really, it's a good train. So.
It's fun to ride.
Yeah, make sure you bring your kids so they can enjoy the ride and everything. So.
What's your favorite dinner?
Dinner, I like the salmon. The salmon and chicken is really good.
Me too. Salmon and salmon.
Yeah.
Yep. That's going to be mine tonight, I think.
Salmon?
I think so.
You're going to love it.
Yeah. Do people bring too much stuff sometimes?
They bring a lot of stuff.
See more of my talk with Paris in the full extended version of this video. Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
Get some rest.
Yes, sir. Bye, YouTube. See you soon, okay? All right, thank you.
By now, we'd been in Montana for 4 hours, and our last fresh air break was over 7 hours ago. Fortunately, the next stop was coming up.
Here at Havre, we do make 2 stops. This first stop coming up is going to be our fuel stop. It takes approximately 8 to 10 minutes to fuel these engines. Once we're done fueling the engines, we'll pull the train up for our second stop. On that second stop today, you'll have a brief opportunity to step off for a cigarette or a breath of fresh air. On that second stop, you'll only have about 8 minutes to step off, so keep that in mind. Havre, Montana, coming up.
Let me set the scene here. If you sit on a train all day long rumbling steadily through the endless fields and farmlands, and then you have to jump out and talk to the camera, you may not be completely focused and articulate with your speech. I'm just saying. Okay, we are here in Havre, Montana. We have a little smoke break. They said about 8 minutes here. It's about 50 degrees here now. It's kind of cool tonight. Dinner will be in about 3 hours, I think, 2 hours from now. And it's just been a lot of fun so far. And now it's changing. It's a good time for it to change, I think. Oh, I see the big moon up over the train. That's great. Anyway, I have a few minutes here, and I think this is a good time to sort of give my thoughts on the journey so far, because things are changing after this. So anyway, so we're here in kind of central Montana now. After this, the sun is setting, and we're going to be getting into the mountains. I don't think we're going to see the mountains too well tonight. Some of them will have snow on them, so I hope we can see them, or maybe tomorrow morning. So it's a good time to review the journey so far here, because up to this point, it's been all farmlands and fields and industrial facilities harvesting and processing something, I don't know what. It's been a lot of that. And even for me, who loves those old iron and rusted buildings and the wooden kind of structures, I think that's all aboard. Even for me, it's been a little bit monotonous, but I'm glad we're changing now. The mountains are coming. The mountains are coming.
I know, right?
Back on board, some stupendous scenery was available no matter which direction you looked. The sun was in the southwest, and behind us, the moon hung over the landscape we had just been traveling through all day. Up ahead are higher mountains, the Rockies no less. But it looked like we'd be in total darkness by the time we got there. The observation car has a cafe on the bottom floor, and it was busy around dinner time, but since we paid for the roomette, our dinner was going to be in the dining car soon. Before that, though, was the next station. At the time, I believed it was the final fresh air stop of the night.
Shelby, Montana, next stop. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a coffee kiosk right across the street if you have a hankering for a evening coffee. You'll have about 15 minutes here, so have a little bit of time to step off if you'd like to step across the street there for that. Shelby, Montana, next stop.
Good job. Well, here we are at Shelby, Montana. This is 2 hours after the last one, Havre, and it's another fresh air break. 2 fresh air breaks in a row. The last one of the evening. So after this will be dinner, and then probably a long evening of just relaxing in the roomette and doing not much of anything except listening to the train. It's been good so far. And the big thing to wonder now is, in the morning, are we going to be able to see snow? Either beside the train or at least up on mountains. Maybe.
It's right around there. Right over here. YouTuber. I saw you with my husband.
So, okay, I just had to tell you all about Iris here. She's from Japan. She lives in America.
Yes,
Has been living in North Dakota. She's on the Empire Builder today with
my baby Sage.
And she has seen one of my videos. She saw one of my Empire Builder videos that I did like 5 years ago. She saw me before she even knew. So here we go.
Yay!
Yay! Thanks for watching.
Yes.
How about that? Dinner was fried shrimp for an appetizer and the famous Amtrak salmon with a beer. And it was really great. Full Amtrak dinners really add a lot to the ride. We had dessert in the roomette, half a brownie each, plus some hot chocolate we took from our hotel in Chicago. At this point, the Empire Builder starts winding through the mountains. There seemed to be snow outside our window, but my attempts to get video of it, or even see it with my own eyes, were underwhelming.
You all have a good night and see you in the morning.
Oh, I'll be so terrified.
There was one more bonus mini adventure for the evening I wasn't expecting, and I seemed to have it all to myself. Well, it's about 10 o'clock. We're at Whitefish Station, and I'm not dressed for being. Look, I got my short sleeves on. It's cold out here, and it's raining. I was just taking a shower. I was done for the night. Taking a shower, and while doing that, while brushing my teeth afterwards, the train stopped, and we're at a stop for a while. So, a free little fresh air break for me. That's kind of cool. So, just wandering around, holding my toiletries bag and my clothes from yesterday. What do we got here? Whitefish Station. Little bonus, but I'm going back inside. Get back in my bunk and hit the hay. Overnight, we'd be passing through far northern Idaho and into Washington and into the Pacific time zone. The train will split at Spokane around 3 a.m. new time, with some cars branching off to go to Portland, Oregon. I wondered what the scenery would be like for us Seattle-bound passengers in the morning, but for now, a well-deserved sleep. Central Washington was very wet, choked with trees, and absolutely thick with fog. A more stark counterpoint to North Dakota and Montana is hard to imagine. We had just left Wenatchee Station and were on our way to Leavenworth, and only 8 minutes behind schedule. We sat quietly in the roomette for a while, waking up and just watching out the window. The morning was developing in this ethereal alternate universe, and I was transfixed. It seemed to go on for ages.
Good morning, beautiful passengers. I'll be coming around to make up your, to redo you all's room before I get to Seattle. Your breakfast is being served at the moment. It's first come, first served. So if you want some breakfast, go ahead and head down to the diner. Thank you.
We had to pull ourselves away for breakfast in the dining car. We were sat with a couple that were really nice, but I wasn't being especially sociable. The views were just too distracting. So distracting that, uncharacteristically, I didn't even remember to take a single picture of my breakfast. All right, good morning. Day 3, our second night and final night is finished. So there've been some changes overnight. According to the Amtrak website, we are now 12 minutes late, but we are still scheduled to arrive in Seattle 12 minutes early for some reason. We'll see what actually happens. We woke up this morning and the views were unbelievable, especially after 2 days or a day in North Dakota and Montana. Mountains and rivers and fog and sunlight broke through at one point around Leavenworth. It was just about one of the contenders for the best scenery I've ever seen from a train. And now again, it's opening up here and it's just jaw-dropping. I mean, supremely captivating. This is the perfect scenery on Earth, I think. The breakfast was good, had omelets and stuff. And I was going to go sit in the observation car and kind of look at all this, but at Spokane, Washington, in the middle of the night, the train split off. The Portland train took the observation car, so there is no observation car. And we're not allowed to sit in the dining room, which is not being used for anything right now. So, unfortunately, we're kind of confined to the roomette for the last part of the trip. A little oddity. It seems to me like a good solution to that would just be open up the dining room and let people sit there, but they don't. So, just 2.5 hours more of this. Rainy, foggy, wet scenery. What a capper to the trip.
Good morning, folks. This message is coming from your conductors. We have an estimated time of arrival to Everett around 10:08. It is wet, it is chilly outside, so please prepare for the weather. If you're not used to Washington, well, we do apologize. It does rain here.
I got a gal, waves the fun. When the boys see her, they all make fun. She's so empty and so shy, but that she's in the bed to keep living out a thousand miles. And she lives.
In Everett, the Empire Builder turns south, and it has one last significant section of scenery in store. Well, after one last delay, it's always something.
Attention passengers, as you can tell, we are coming to a stop. The bridge up ahead is just now closing. There was a big boat that went on by, so it was opened up for that boat. And we shouldn't be here too long, and we'll be back on the move. Not too far out from our final destination of Seattle King Street Station. And
finally, the grand finale. Outside the train, sometimes just a couple feet away, was spectral Puget Sound, with a rainbow nearly arcing a full 180 degrees. The final stop before Seattle is Edmonds, an hour to go.
We are closing in on our final destination of Seattle King Street Station. Folks, today we are going to do things a little bit different than normal. So we are going to go past the station, and then we are going to back in an abnormal station track. Folks, if you do have checked bags, it'll be inside the station, and it'll be in the right-hand corner of the station on the baggage carousel, underneath the sign that does say baggage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Seattle. It is now okay to debark. Thank you.
Okay, we are here at Seattle King Street Station. We arrived actually about 15 minutes early. I had to pull into the station and back into it, so that took a little extra time. But even with all that, we were on time, early. So, was the train worth it? The train is unlike anything else. It's not the fastest way. It is not the cheapest way, but it just gives you stuff you cannot get otherwise. So, of course it's worth it. Should be cheaper, but it's worth it. It's great. The food is great, the scenery is great, and the people are great, and the slowly changing landscape, the number one thing, is great. All right, well, I'm gonna go find my hotel. It's early, and maybe they'll let me check in early after lunch, and go find Maseo. I don't know where she went. And thanks for watching. See you next time. See the full story of my ride on the Empire Builder, including more from the roomette, around the train, by the stops, on the platforms, and with the people, in the full extended ad-free version of this video on my Patreon page. Individual Patreon support helps keep this channel alive so I can bring you exciting travel stories like this. Go to patreon.com/T1DWanderer to see the various perks and choose a monthly support tier starting at $1, or join as a free member for exclusive videos and to read my weekly newsletter. Special thanks this week to the Travel Masters, Calvin Ferreira, Darcy Otranto, David Richley, Matt Kane, Michael Fedor, Ray Nichols, Samantha, and the great Will Phillips. Links are in the description. Thanks for riding with me. Everywhere is worth exploring.